Hello. I think there is a little bit of lag happening. Let me come back with that again. Hello. Hi, my dear friends. Welcome to Monday Nights with Mohit. I'm very sure that on Monday evening is the time where you will be looking forward for the night show, right? So let me see some comments today that how was your Monday? This is my usual question, but how was it? Hey, absolutely. Tilak, hello, sir. Yes, hello. Hi, Meghna Sriram. Hello, Amit. Hi, fantastic. A lot of people today, you know why you're here? You know today's topic, right? We have Nikhil Kanitkar, the Olympian, 2004 Olympian, and Dipankar Bhattacharjee, double Olympian with us. So today's show, I'm really excited to host because we have two Olympians, not one, two Olympians with us who will share the key moments of their Olympic journey and all the hard work and smart work, whatever you can, whatever you know, right? So they will be sharing with us, and this is an exciting moment for all of us. Don't you think so? So let us know that how are your feelings? Yes, Amit, I know today's session is very excited for you. Yeah, fantastic. So um, let me let me see some comments here if you can hear me properly and you can see me properly if there is any lag because I am seeing some sort of lag happening here. So let me see if you let me know if you can hear me clearly and you can see me clearly. Okay. Always interested because of our night show. Yes, absolutely. This is the time, right? So I know if you are going for the school, this is the time where you can relax. Probably you're studying. So one day it's okay. One day chalta hai. So you can have a break for the Monday night show. Right. So today, today, this special guest, what I have with us, both of them are kind of an asset for our country. When I say asset, they have represented our country in the most prestigious, I can say 100 times the most prestigious event of the entire sporting world, Olympics, right? So Olympics is the greatest event anybody can have there. I mean, if you represent your country to that in that Olympics, that is the highest achievement you can ever have in sports. This is what I consider. This is all we consider, right? So that is the event where all the OGs, where all the number ones of their particular sport, they come into that one particular village and compete to be the best of the world. That's Olympic, right? So let me welcome our first guest. Let me also, yeah. So before I welcome our first guest, yes, there is some lag. Okay. Let me see. I don't know why there is a lag. Um, okay. Let me welcome our first guest here, Dipankar Bhattacharjee, sir. So I'm adding him to the stream today. Uh, Hi, sir. How are you doing?
Hi, hi Mohit.
Uh, yes. How are you doing, sir?
I am fine. I am doing all right.
All right. So I think there is a little lag. Are you feeling that, or is it okay for your screen?
Yes,
Because I am not.
yes, there is a slight lag. Um,
Okay. So let me just once again stop my cam and then come back. Okay. Let me also try and just a second. Sorry for this. Sometimes it happens, technology. Uh, this keeps happening for me. I think I'll just change my camera. Um, yeah. Yes, I'm back.
This is great.
No,
Yeah.
no. Yeah. So, welcome to the show, sir.
Yes.
Wonderful to see you. I've always been your fan. I've always been your follower. So I really love the way you are. That's so beautiful of you. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
accepting my invite and coming for the show. I'm very sure that today's show will be kind of a bomb blast for everyone, and definitely we are all looking forward to have that secret ingredients, to look forward to become an Olympian for all the viewers here, uh, guys here. So welcome back again. So I will have my second guest, none other than Nikhil Kanitkar. And you comment, I want you all to comment, is he handsome or no? Okay, I feel he's very handsome. So let me add him today on the screen. Okay, so before I add in, I'll just make sure we'll go with a
Hi
hello.
guys.
Okay, how are you?
Fine, fine. Good to see you
How's it
guys.
going for you?
Good, good, very good.
Fantastic. So I was just asking our viewers that how handsome he is. So I want to see some comments in the on our live show today.
My God.
Yeah, it will come. So how's Monday night for both of you, sir?
Yeah. Mondays are off days for us. Basically, coaching. We train from Tuesdays to Sundays, and Mondays is an off day. So we just relax and get prepared for the session tomorrow morning.
Okay, so how's it for you, Nikhil?
Yeah, we have Sundays. Normally, actually, either of us enters something or the other is going on all days. But the main center is closed on Sundays. But I just came back from our second center at Millennium and
Okay.
glad to be here.
Fantastic. So thanks for being here. So first things first. So I wanted to ask my first question. So how proud are you both to represent your country in multiple international events? Dipankar sir.
Well, um, I would like to start it this way. That when you start playing the game, you try to get into a particular daily routine to follow, and you don't think about. Uh, I mean, uh, uh, whether you will play the Olympics someday or not. You just basically start enjoying the game, and then at a certain point of time, when you start excelling, and when you get to represent first your state, then your country, and then when you get to represent the country at the Olympic Games, that actually fulfills a lot of things that you have worked for throughout the journey. It is the journey. It is an accomplishment of the hard work and toil that you have undertaken throughout the journey, and gets paid off when you are able to represent your country at mega sports events like the Olympic Games. So it's a great feeling, actually. Something that
Money cannot
um,
buy.
justifies the hard work that you have put in, the time and the effort that you have put in throughout your life.
Wow. That's a fantastic elaboration, sir. Thank you so much. So how about you, Nikhil?
I think first of all, I'd like to share that I'm really happy to share this platform with Dipankar because Uh, he has been one of my biggest mentors when I started off playing. And if he remembers, I was just a 16-year-old when I came to Bangalore, and he was already an Olympian. So I think,
Wow.
as Dipankar put it across right now about the various stages of how you first winning at the local levels, could be the district or the state levels, and then you start somewhere you get into the national team, which itself is, I think, one of the most happiest moments for any player. And then, of course, you aspire for much more things ahead. So I think, like Dipankar said, it's one of the greatest feelings to represent your country, irrespective initially of how you're doing. It's just the India color that you get to wear. I think the first time I got a T-shirt with India written on it, I think that
Wow.
was one of the happiest moments of my life.
Wow, that's gorgeous. I think we all that one moment where you feel that it's worth it. All the hard work, the pain, the sacrifice, what you have done in your life, and you have that, as you said very rightly, you said Nikhil, ki you have that country flag on your chest, and you compete with the other nation players. I think that's the most beautiful moment, so which I have also faced too. So, all the viewers here, so you can start off your questions, whatever you have. So, the second part of our show today is let's go with a slide where I will take you through our Olympians' journey, and especially during the Olympics in the village, how exactly they spend their time. So, I would like to start with Dipankar sir here. So, um, yeah, so this is the first slide, sir. So I wanted to ask you this. So when was this photo taken?
Uh, this photo was taken in 2003. My last participation in nationals in Guwahati. So this photo is from
Okay.
2003.
And you won the sub junior national singles and doubles title in 83 and the next
80.
junior national title in 87. So there is 4 years of gap.
Yes.
So you won under 16 sub junior title at the age of 14, or how was that?
Under the, at that time it was under 15, under 18, like that. So 15. This was under 15 national championship, which I won the doubles and the singles. I was the runner-up in 1983, and then in
Yeah.
1987 that was under 18 junior national championship in Chennai that I have won.
Wow. So many of the viewers here, I think they don't know for the fact that in 1996 Senior National Championship, Dipankar sir beat Gopichand. Many of them don't know that maybe. So here for the viewers. So can you explain about the match, sir? Like how was it? Because normal people and the new players right now who are watching the show, or the parents who are watching the show, we all hear about Gopichand, Sindhu, and Saina a lot, right? So because of the current thing. So when you were playing, you beat the All England champion. How was it? Like, of course, he was not All England champion at that year, but he had the game. So how was it for you?
Well, Gopi has done great things for the country, for the Indian badminton, and uh, the kind of popularity that we have in badminton today is he has a major role to play. And when actually he is 3 years junior to me, so both of us joined Prakash Sir's academy in Bangalore. Uh, so um, 1994 we joined Prakash Sir's academy, and then uh, both of us were training together at his academy, and then before the 1996 nationals, I had a 1 year layoff due to a wrist injury which I had suffered, and then that uh, I mean um, the kind of I mean emotional setback that I had during 1995 when I was going through that recovery process. It almost but I kept myself motivated, and I got back started in at the end of 1995 with the national ranking tournaments, which I started winning, and again got back to number one ranking in the country. And when I went to the nationals in Bharuch in Gujarat, I was ranked number one, and I met Gopi in the finals. So it was a three-game match and a very tough match, which I finally won.
Wow, that's amazing. So this was the title number one, two, or
This is
three.
one. This is Lucknow, my first national title.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the second
Wow.
national title was at Patiala Nationals in 1995. Then in 1996, the Bharuch national title, senior national
Wow. So
title.
it was a hat trick.
It was a hat trick.
Wow. So explain me this moment, sir. So
This is opening ceremony of Atlanta Olympics. So seated next to me is Limbaram, the Padma Shri and the legendary archer. Then we have Radhika, the table tennis player, and here in this photo it is Chetan Babur, table tennis player, and
oh yeah.
to me is PV Lakshmi, Gopi Chand's wife. Uh, we were both went to Atlanta for the badminton event.
Okay. Yeah. Fantastic. So let me come back to you, sir. I will go with Nikhil also right now. So this is the first photo. Seven people. I can see Nikhil. Okay, I'll leave this to all the viewers here. So from my left, if you see the photo, okay, so from the left side, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven people. So let me know in the comments that which one do you think Nikhil Kanitkar is. You can go ahead, Nikhil, with other players who are there with us. I know one player who is Wong Chun Han in the third. Am I
Yeah,
correct
so
on that?
there's Wong Chun Han third from the left. There's Samir Mahesh second from the left. There's Vincent Lobo fourth
Okay.
from the left. There's Sushant
Let me
Chipalkatti
let me
fifth
see
from the
some
left.
comments, please. Let me see some comments, please. Come on.
And there's actually Ji Jinping who won the 2000 Sydney Olympics, who is
Okay.
sixth. And then there's Abhin Sham Gupta.
Wow. Okay. So I think Mr. Tilak Shetty, he said it's first. Fantastic. So Nikhil, absolutely, he's on the first left. So that's Nikhil Kanitkar. So can you explain this photo shoot or the story behind this photo?
It was actually my first international tournament. It was the Prince Asian Juniors at Hong Kong. And, you know, it was again, I was at the Prakash Padukone Badminton Academy, Prakash sir, Vimal sir. Uh, I mean, I'm saying it again. I feel always very lucky that I shared the same flat with Dipankar and Gopi and Aparna Popat and Manjusha, and we were all staying together. And I mean, they were all stars, and I was nobody. I was just 16 years old, and just being around them was a great thing. And that is, I think, what makes a big difference when you're around people who are so great. You don't have a choice but to do your best, and that's, I think, what happened to me. Because as Dipankar was sharing earlier, that he was at the 92 Olympics, the 96 Olympics, and three times national champion. Now for a 16-year-old to actually get to live with these guys itself was, for me, it was the biggest achievement. Yeah, so going back to this photo, this was, yeah, my first junior international tournament. Yeah.
Wow. You're very humble. I know that. This is
Yeah,
the
so this
Olympic village.
this was at Athens, and I was again very fortunate that Rajavardhan Rathore was right in the apartment above. So I was probably the first one to be able to see his medal and meet him and congratulate him. And the only thing I told him is that I'm really happy that I could meet you now, because now when you go out of this room, you're going to be hounded by everyone. Right up to when you go
Yeah.
back to India. So this is the beauty of the Olympics, like as Dipankar will also share his experiences. But like having somebody like Rajavardhan Rathore right next to you, uh, was a great experience then.
So, can you share one thing, one moment where you felt that okay, he's a silver medalist, Olympics may, as you said that you're almost a star. So, what was that one moment or couple of things which you felt that oh, okay, that made him the champion, or you realized that okay, this is a quality which can hone you as a
I think
solid champion.
I remember that we were sitting in the medical room, which was a common lounge area that time at the Athens Olympics, and there were a lot of people there. There was Mahesh Bhupati there, and there was the physios there, a lot of other players there, and we were watching this event. I think it was a double trap where Rajwardhan Rathore won the medal, and he was very close to winning the gold actually. But I think we were also excited. Um, and I think it all boils down to the level of focus that you have at that moment at the Olympics. And I think that's what really made the big difference for him, and he got that silver medal for India.
Wow, that's the key point. So the next photo, which all the viewers here, the next photo which I'm going to show you, that'll actually break the screen, and you can see that. Oh my God, that's Roger Federer. In fact, I'm happy that you have met him, but I'm jealous too. He's every sport man, sport woman, non-sportsman's dream to at least meet him once. You met Roger Federer.
Yeah, so this was like, going into the opening ceremony, and I was again lucky that I got to go for the opening ceremony because our event was 2-3 days ahead. Otherwise, a lot of athletes don't get that opportunity. Uh, so it was probably one of the best moments in my life. And being in the opening ceremony, you see just anybody and everybody of the sporting world in and around you. And Roger Federer was right ahead of the Indian team as the flag bearer of his country,
Hmm.
obviously. But uh, everybody was just scrambling around to take photos with him. And again, he was such a humble guy, and that's the greatness of all these top guys. When they come to an event like the Olympics, we feel that they're so big and so this thing, which they are, but
Absolutely,
they
yeah.
are extremely humble and down to earth, and that's I think what makes them even greater.
Wow. This
Hmm.
has to be the the photo of the day.
Uh,
So where was this taken? And please tell me who is there on the right side. I can barely see him.
Dipankar, you want to talk about it?
Uh, Apart from myself and Nikhil, the person on the right hand side is, we used to call him Bhai Saab.
Oh, that's
So,
Bhai Sahab.
Bhai
Oh,
Saab.
okay.
That's the first bicep, Mohit. The
Oh,
earlier
okay.
one.
Ah,
Not the current one.
earlier
Okay.
one, yeah. This is at Bangalore. We were staying in that apartment, and he was the cook. So he used to cook us good food. So very nice person, very jovial, and we used
Yeah.
to have great fun together.
So
I think
what was your favorite?
anyone wants to go to the Olympics, you need to get hold of this bicep.
Yeah.
So that was your secret ingredient. So what
See,
used to
I
be
think
your what used to be your a moment that आज अच्छा practice हो गया, आज खाने में अगर ये बनता तो ठीक है. I think you had a choice to say that, I think, right? I want to go
I
back to
remember
that moment.
Nikhil was very fond of myself. So after the training, he used to enter the flat and he would say, "Bhai Saab, आज क्या है खाने को?"
no,
So
basically,
so Nikhil was foodie. Nikhil was foodie.
yeah,
We
I mean,
all
after
were.
training so much, we were all very hungry. So
We all were.
yeah,
Wow.
and
So yeah. Sorry, Nikhil.
go
Go
ahead.
on.
Go ahead. No, and I think at that point, we of course had the greatest respect for Dipankar, but we were so small, we were very fearful of him. Okay, but I mean, but it was good for
Okay.
us, because that kept us in check. So
Okay. So can you explain one moment where you felt अरे बाबा उसको मतलब ध्यान से रहना है कि ऐसे करेंगे तो गुस्सा आ जाएगा. Did you experience that moment anytime
I
with
think
Dipankar
okay,
sir?
not me because see, I have even stayed with Dipankar in the same room. But I think there were a lot of others who were Dipankar will agree to that there were some of our naughty guys, and who used to Dipankar used to probably get bugged sometimes. Okay, but no, I never had any this thing as such, because see, for me, just getting to stay with Dipankar itself was a great thing. Not because I used to see the amount of hard work he was putting in and the kind of effort that he puts in, and I used to always believe that even if I can replicate a little bit of the hard work that he puts in, it will really do me a lot of good. So,
I'd
Wow,
like to
that's a
add,
fantastic.
you
Yeah.
know, Nikhil, from the day that he arrived at the academy with his parents, looking at him, I realized that this guy has something in him. He's so sincere. He was a person who never used to talk too much, and he had the greatest of respect for his seniors. But at the same time, he used to have that kind of uh, uh, restraint, and that kind of uh, commitment towards the game, which was very rare at that point of time. Most of the children around, you would find them, laughing around, joking around, jumping around, this, tapping your head from behind, all those things. But Nikhil was very, very, you could see that there is something in him. There was a spark in him that, which would make him great at some point of time.
Absolutely. So, all the viewers here, please note this. There is a key word which both Olympians have mentioned. The one is the spark, and the most important is commitment. So, both of them mentioned that the commitment is something. I think there is no compromise in that, right? The
Mohit,
commitment. So, like,
now that you're talking about commitment, Mohit, I'd just like to share an incident, which I think
yeah,
will
please,
maybe
please,
Dipankar also
yeah,
does not remember. Dipankar, if you remember, we used to go on your scooter for
Yeah,
training. Dipankar had a scooter, and I used to be at the back. And we used to
yeah,
go from Malepuram to the Kantirwa training early in the morning. And there was a time when the athletes used to train at 6 o'clock, so we had to complete our training at 6 o'clock. So we used to probably get up at 3:30 or something in the morning, or 4 o'clock. Go on Dipankar scooter, go for training, and come back. And Dipankar was so committed that he never wanted to be late for training. So he sometimes used to zoom on the scooter. And I remember on the way once one dog came. You remember that, Dipankar? We had a,
it was a
we
Bajaj
had a dog.
Chetak.
no,
Scooter is Bajaj Chetak.
We had a dog come in the on the road, and both of us fell down.
we fell.
Okay, both of us
Oh,
fell down, and
okay.
of course we luckily weren't much hurt. But then I looked at Dipankar, and the natural tendency is, okay, we are going to go back. So I looked at Dipankar, and he said, "You're okay?" I said, "Yeah, just a little bit here and there." Then I asked him, "You're okay?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "Okay, let's go." So I said, "Where go?" He said, "Training." I said, "Training?" So, I mean, we went for training, did our training. So, that is something which these are incidents where I think brought in me that sense of commitment. And I think it's very important for the kids in today's world also to understand these things.
Okay, so I think we are also leaning for the one part now, Nikhil. But imagine a scenario who is in the cities like Bangalore, Pune, Mumbai, Delhi, and the children kids are like below 15. So the parents will come and drop. So what do you, both of you, what do you want to talk about their commitment? Like, how should a parent be committed if they really look forward for their son or daughter to become an international player?
Uh,
Um,
yeah,
Dipankar, I think you go. Go ahead.
okay, so basically, to become a champion, not just in sport, in any field, you have to have that commitment. You have to have the fire in your belly that you want to actually do well. So even if your parents are, escorting you to the venue where you train, but you will have to be the person to tell your dad or mom, "Mummy, late ho raha hai, jaldi chalo." It is not the parent who will have to tell you, अरे उठो अभी
Yes.
टाइम हो गया है, ऐसा नहीं है. Even if you will have to drive the entire thing. There has to be drive within you. If you have to leave your home at 5 a.m., you have to make sure that you are ready to leave home at 5 a.m. And if your parents are a little late, you have to keep you should be the one to push them, not the other way around.
Perfect.
Yeah. Like
Yeah,
Dipankar
Nikhil.
said, it has to be the player has to be internally motivated. That is important. And adding to that, I think for the parents, like I always tell parents at the academy, see, in our times, you would not see parents coming and sitting all day and watching their kids play, and all these things. But today, parents are showing a lot of interest in which our parents are also interested. Not that they were not. Okay, but the difference is that it's important for parents to understand that you be involved in your kids' game, but don't be over involved. There's a slight difference. When I
Yeah,
say involved, means you give them whatever is required for the child to play badminton and all these things, but don't get over involved and start getting involved in the type of training and the type of coaching and this and that and all that. And I think that puts a lot of pressure on the kids today. That's something very important for the parents to realize.
I would like to
And I
add
think
yeah.
there.
That's
that's a big challenge everywhere.
Yes,
yeah,
I would like to add there,
yeah.
like when we used to train at Prakash Sir's Academy, so our parents never used to come. And I mean, Nikhil, I mean, his parents used to come once in a while to see him, but they used to observe from a distance. They never used to question Prakash sir about the kind of training that he is giving to Nikhil. He never used to question the coaches. But nowadays things are different. Parents are trying to get involved in the what coaching you are giving. They are asking a lot of questions.
Correct.
So
This is detrimental. Why? The coaches have some program in their mind. They are following a particular uh, training program, schedule. uh, Perhaps it is possible that the child is not very fit for that particular session, is having some kind of a pain, or some is feeling a little sluggish. And the coach, normally it so happens that the coach asks, how are you feeling today? um, so the coach assesses the child, and he accordingly designs the training for that session. Maybe he will train a little less than the other children. The parents will look from a distance and say, oh, my child is playing less today. He will ask, immediately come and ask, why did my
Correct.
child play less today? So you will
Yes.
have to trust the coach. You will have to trust the coach. Once you have enrolled in the academy, you will have to absolutely trust the coach, trust the system.
and it takes years to
Absolutely.
reach a level. So that's very
Yes.
important for the parents to realize. And talking about parents, I'll again quickly share an incident. I remember, as Dipankar shared, that my parents used to come on and off naturally.
One second.
Uh,
One
yeah,
second. Just hold on. Sorry to break you.
yeah.
All the viewers here, you can start posting your questions. And if you want the fastest one, please come to YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe me. I need more subscribers to make this show often and have better. Please post your questions so that we can start answering your questions. Okay. Don't forget it's YouTube. Instagram, StreamYard will not allow on Instagram and sometimes on Facebook. So please come to YouTube and ask questions for Nikhil and Dipankar sir. Go ahead, Nikhil.
Hello.
Yeah, you're audible.
Yeah. So so when it comes to the parents, these are just things which I wanted to share an quick experience when my parents came the first time to the Prakash Padukone Academy. And my father, I remember, and I always give this example to the parents a lot of the times. My father went to ask Prakash sir something about whatever training and this and that. Nothing in detail, but just a quick this thing. So Prakash sir, I still remember, he stopped him there right away and said, "Please do not ask me any question for the next 3 years." Okay. The difference is my father listened. He just shut up and he went back. Today's world, Who is going to listen to that? Okay,
Yeah.
now the point is because today, when you think about it, uh, somebody like a Prakash Padukone or anybody who has played at a very high level, they know what they're doing. Okay, so you have to have belief in the system, and I always say it's not about whether the player is playing with me or with Dipankar or with Gopi or with PPB or anywhere, wherever you are, you're in the middle of the jungle. Also, please believe in that system. Okay, that's
Yeah.
the most important thing.
Another aspect, Nikhil, I think you will agree to this, is every child is different.
Yeah,
So they will have a different path. I mean, growth path. Really, some children need to work more on their footwork. Some need to work on their skill. Some need
Yeah.
to work on their fitness, endurance, and all those things. So, if you are constantly questioning the coach, there is a possibility that the coach will adopt some kind of a shortcut to give instant results, which may be detrimental in the long run. Because if you are putting the coach under pressure, what otherwise you are going to leave him. And many coaches don't want to are I mean, coaching is their first and the last thing that they do, many of the coaches. So if you leave, it is a
mm,
loss for them. So what they will do is they will adopt shortcuts, and you may be happy that your child is winning a particular tournament, but at the cost of what? After that tournament, he or she may get injured, and then there will be a long layoff. And uh, instant
yeah,
result, then layoff, instant result, layoff. So where is the trajectory going? The long run, you at some point there is going to be a burnout, early burnout. So
Yeah.
please, if you have to get involved into the plan, then at the beginning of it, sit down with the coach and understand what the coach has in mind. And then don't keep questioning him all the time. Give him the space to work.
Yeah.
and that's exactly Dipankar what happens because with, for example, a player will play with you. It's not the player, but if the parents are not satisfied, they'll put him in another three places at the same time.
Exactly.
Okay. They'll put
Yeah.
him in another two training places at the same time, which they don't realize that they are going to over fatigue them. They are going to over burn them out. It's going to lead to injuries, and nothing's going to come out at the end of it. And what most people don't realize, and that's why what most people don't realize is sometimes when you do certain drills, it may not look great from the outside, but there is a meaning to it.
There is a meaning.
Okay, and
Yeah.
that's people most uh, people would think that you have to be dead tired and you have to work like a donkey and only then you're going to get
Yeah.
better. It's not like that. And those who understand it, okay. Those who don't, fine. So my philosophy is simple. If somebody says that, I just say, okay, fine, no problem. Because and now beyond that, I don't waste my time. So
Yeah.
Many a
Absolutely.
times it so happened. I have observed one thing. There are coaches who come from abroad. And now it has become a fashion that you have a coach from abroad. Bring a coach from abroad. Don't think about what level of coach are you bringing in. If is from a certain country, he or she is great. So it so happens that person you bring in, that person, I have seen the sessions myself. They will try to make the session so very interesting. One session, make it very interesting, and it looks good from the outside. But what is the long term plan? They may not have. And many a times it is seen that the players are actually not performing at the national level. They
Yeah.
are spending a lot of money bringing in foreign coaches, but the training looks great from the gallery, but the end result is there is no result.
okay,
This happens with in the gym, sir. Like one more, come on, two more, and one more, and one more.
with
No,
this
that sort
foreign
of
coaches, my philosophy is simple. At my academy in the last 10 years, we have not had a single foreign coach, nor will we ever have one. Not that anything against a foreign coach, but let's say if it's the national team, somebody is playing like a Srikanth or Sindhu, yes, at that level it's okay. But why the hell do you need a foreign coach for players who are not even representing district or
absolutely.
state or that this thing? I mean, I always tell the other day some parent came to me and said something about doing this and that. I said, instead of that, please go on a holiday and spend that money wisely.
Right.
Yeah,
That's what I
absolutely.
told
I
him.
completely agree with you. I completely agree with you.
I
So,
mean, in spite of that, if someone wants to do it, fine. There's, I mean, no problem. So,
yeah. So, let's go to the slide again, Dipankar sir. Um,
Yeah. This is
yeah.
uh,
When was this? Is that
1990.
Amitabh Bachchan in the center?
That is
He
Praveen Kumar.
looks like that.
That is
maybe.
Praveen.
Praveen Kumar. Okay, I've heard of him, but
Yeah,
not seen about him.
he was national runner-up, Indian national runner-up in 1990, I think, at Delhi Nationals. So this is the 1994 Thomas Cup, 1992 Thomas Cup, uh,
Okay.
which was held in Hong Kong. So Prakash sir was the non-playing captain, and
Oh, how
very
does that work? Non-playing captain.
so basically he was on the verge of retirement at that time, not yet retired, still playing, but he, I mean, as a kind of inspiration to the team, when you have Prakash sir traveling with you, you were all the more inspired. I mean, with his presence, basically.
Okay.
So and,
Moral. Yeah.
he used to be around when we were training. The Chinese coach was there too at that time,
Mm.
you know. But Prakash sir used to supervise the coaching, and he used to give his inputs. So any kind of input that comes from a person like him is a great inspiration for us. So
Wow.
it was a great time. You know, it was that trip was great, and we performed also well in that championship.
Fantastic, sir. So this is your academy.
Yeah, this is my academy at
So you can
Devin.
talk about your academy, sir. Like it's in I know it's in Mumbai, but I
This
don't know.
is Jalandhar. I have a center. I had a center prior to COVID. After COVID, everything changed, but this is prior to COVID. So this is at Jalandhar. So Hansra Stadium, Jalandhar, where they have 5 courts and very, very sincere players. Uh,
Wow.
so
Nice. So this is your family, sir.
this is my family, wife Dalia, and my son Anirban.
Yeah. So Nikhil, after this, we know. So you were the national champion and bronze medalist in the BWF World Senior Championships. Fantastic. So uh, please explain the podium moment.
See, I think basically this was in 2017. I played after 7 years. Um, and the only reason I played was because my father was had liver cirrhosis and he was struggling a lot. And I played the nationals, and since I had not played at all, I played qualifying, went up to the. I mean, I won the nationals. It was a great moment to get to play against Abhin Sham Gupta again after so many years in that event also, where it was a long match, but it was a lot of fun. And after the nationals, actually, my father's condition was worsening, and I told him that even if I don't play the world championships, it's fine. And but he said that no matter what, the show must go on. And at that time, he was in the ICU. He had end stage liver cirrhosis. So I was basically at the academy, then going to the hospital, then doing a little bit of training, whatever I could, just for that whatever 2-3 months. And in that this thing, I went and played the world championships at Cochin. And the only reason I wanted to play was because he said you have to come back with a medal. And yes, I could win that bronze medal. And came back, went straight to the hospital, and put it on around his neck. Next day, we took him back home. He
Awesome.
slept with the medal that day, and of course, 10 days later, he passed away.
This is what sports teaches us, Mohit. This is one thing. This photograph, you see, the strength to endure all kind of situations. This is one of the toughest situation that Nikhil must
Yeah.
have gone through. You know, when his father was, I mean, ailing, and he went and played the tournament and came back and with that medal and could actually show that medal
Wow.
to. This is a great moment actually. This is
Yeah.
what sports people are made of. The kind of strength
Yeah.
that you have. See at this moment how strong he looks, Nikhil.
Yes. And also a father son moment where father has supported Nikhil in his early days. This it's unmatchable. It's there is no measurement where you can say "हाँ, इतना ही है इसका value." No, your father must have supported by throwing everything at stake, and मेरा बेटे को खिलाना है, चैंपियन बनना है. And look at Nikhil's attitude. I really like the way he's so humble in that he has given that back even on those last days.
Yes,
बेटा होने के नाते he has made sure that whatever the last moments he is there, and he has seen that medal, world championship medal. I think hats off
that's
to you, Nikhil. I really love that quality in you.
the greatest moments.
So greatest moment, yeah. This is Nikhil's academy, NKBA, Nikhil Kanetkar Badminton Academy. A small snippet on the academy, Nikhil.
Yeah, so basically, I think I was very fortunate that we got a very good infrastructure, which is at Balewadi in Pune. Great support from the government of Maharashtra. Uh, and we started, of course, with I think 30, 40 beginners in the beginning and a few handful of good players. But my philosophy has always been I have never called anyone to the academy, neither have I stopped anyone from going. And we built a system over a period of time. Mohit, I'm sure you are aware of everything since you have
Yes.
come to the academy.
Yeah.
I was very happy when Dipankar also came to the academy a
Yes,
few years ago. And of course, it grew over a period of time. And the main aim of the academy was that, you know, especially players from Pune or Maharashtra, uh, they have a strong place where they can. Of course, there is a great academy in Thane, Nagpur, there are academies. But what happens is beyond the point, players like me, when I was 16 or when Dipankar was at his prime, we had to leave our hometown and go to Bangalore. Or, today people go to Bangalore, Hyderabad. But that was the intention with which we started. We grew little by little. And we have a balance between excellence and the other programs also. And
Mm,
I think that's what keeps us strong because we focus a lot on the beginner, basic, intermediate, all those levels. So we have
mm,
normally you have only the beginner, intermediate, and advanced. So we have something like beginner, basic, higher basic, pre-semi advanced, semi advanced, and advanced. So different levels where it's easier for the players and the coaches to understand where they stand. And going by that, we created a system for the players, for the coaches, uh, and touchwood, I mean, we have been able to do pretty well. Some of our players have done well. Purva Barve was ranked, yeah, number 8 in the world in under
that was the
19
next
girls.
slide. Yeah.
Then Varun
That was the
Kapoor,
next slide. I anticipated that.
okay, Varun Kapoor was number 2 in under 19 boys singles. We've had Tara Sharia, Habbu, who are India number ones in their respective age groups. Sukan Kadam was world number 2 in para badminton.
Paralympic. Yeah.
Uh, yeah, we had Gauravi Namburkar, who was deaf Olympian, and a lot of different results. But my aim has always been that it is not that we should have one or two champions, but we should have a stream of champions right from your district, state, national
Yeah.
level, so that everybody at every level gets inspired. Uh, yeah, so that's how basically it has been.
Wow. So let's go to the viewers. So we have a question here. uh, so Mr. Chandan Chikkaswamy has mentioned, "How was your feeling, sir, when you were selected for Olympics and the first thing came to your mind?" The second one, I think we can go one by one. Dipankar sir.
uh, yeah. um, Olympics is one of the greatest uh, sports events in the world, and every sports person dreams to represent his or her country at the Olympics. So when the I, the day I got the news that I got selected for the Olympics in 1992 Barcelona, I was overwhelmed. And the kind of recognition that I got in my state, Assam, was, I mean, unbelievable. I mean,
Where were you at that time?
I was in Guwahati, and uh, I remember reading the news in one of the newspapers in the morning, and I was like, "Oh my God, it was great." I mean, I got selected. Then I mean, slowly people started visiting our house and started congratulating me. The next few days was, I mean, so different than all the previous moments that I had. I mean, it was unparalleled, the kind of recognition that uh, I got in my state. And then when I came for to Delhi for the national coaching camp training with me. Vimal sir was there, Madhumita Bisht was there. So, and the Chinese coach was also there. So we came to the training center and we trained. And when we were preparing, a different kind of inspiration was there to go and play well at the Olympics. It was a high moment. And then, as when I entered the court in the Olympics, uh, I mean, as I said, it is a moment that you cannot express in words. You
Yeah.
are at the uh, I mean, uh, top of the you feel as if you are in the top of the world. So that kind of a feeling I had.
Nice. So how about you, Nikhil? Like where were you at the first
For
time when
me,
you heard that?
I would put it in a different way. Dipankar uh, played two Olympics. Okay, so he's had those
Yeah.
two unbelievable
Yeah,
moments.
correct.
For me, it was heartbreak first because at the Sydney Olympics, I missed the Sydney Olympics by one place. So
Oh,
Oh,
uh, I think that was heartbreak. And of course, after that, I fell sick. I was ill for a year and all that. So after that, in 2004, when I actually got the call, I got a call from Girish Nathu sir from Pune that I
mm,
have been selected for the Olympics. So at first, it was very difficult to believe because the first flashback came to my mind was 4 years ago, and but then when it hit me really hard. And when I called my father, he just said that today you have made my dream come true. I think that was the happiest moment of my life.
I just
wow.
like to add, as a child, when you start playing, uh, I particularly followed the 1980 Moscow Olympics, where
Hmm.
India won the hockey gold.
Okay.
Uh, so, I mean, in my awareness, that was the first mega event that I followed, and that time there was no television or anything. We used to have
Correct.
magazine. So we used to have special edition of the magazine, this thick,
Column.
and all photographs, all different kinds of photographs. I remember Moscow Olympics, that mascot Misha.
Hmm.
I cut the photo and pasted it on the, and all the athletes performed well, and that Nadia Comaneci, her photograph, uh, on my cupboard. So I cut the entire magazine, all the photos, and pasted it on the cupboard.
I still remember
Yes.
Dipankar had written a postcard to me from Atlanta.
Oh,
Dipankar, I still
wow.
have it.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, such things were so motivating for us. Like I remember in those times,
Yeah.
for us, we were all okay on court, we were rivals, but I mean, when we are off court, I mean, it was so different from what it is now. I mean, it was like one big family. So,
Yeah.
Dipankar, thanks for that postcard.
Oh my.
Oh, What a moment for us, for all of us here, Monday Night Show, that this moment for Nikhil and Dipankar sir, that Nikhil has thanked for that postcard. What a wonderful moment. So, all the viewers here and parents and players, if you have any question, please post it so we can take that questions. So, the second one, Dipankar sir, when you entered the court in Olympics, how did you handle the pressure? Because uh, the whole country is looking at you. You have certain pressure like कि अरे भाई ओलंपिक से भेजा है तो कैसे खेलेगा फर्स्ट राउंड तो आई शुड नॉट लूज द फर्st round or like how you will feel. I mean, how is that
Frank-
feeling that time?
Frankly, I was a 19-year-old that time, so frankly I didn't feel that kind of pressure at that time because our preparation was quite good, and um, I took one match at a time. So when I entered the court and I started playing, actually I was at the peak of my performance also. When I entered the
Hmm.
court, I was playing well, and the first two rounds that I have won, I actually dominated. So you
Wow.
come under pressure. You come under pressure when you are not feeling so physically well, and yet there are expectations. So I didn't think about the
Correct.
expectation. I mean, my physical form was at its best, and I didn't feel the external pressure. So
Okay.
probably that is a moment which every sports persons look at. You want to peak at the right time, at the right moment, so you are off pressure. You can give your best performance, irrespective of you don't think about the outside expectations and all that. You are internally feeling so fulfilled and so strong that everything starts working in um, as if it is kind of a a good music, basically. So
Okay.
in 1992, it was I didn't feel the pressure. I performed to the best of my ability, and ultimately in the pre-quarterfinals, I went down to the then world champion Zhao Jianhua.
Okay. So how was it for you, Nikhil? How did you handle
For
the
me,
pressure?
for me, the thing is, I played my first round against Sergi Lopez of Spain, and I won in three sets. Of course, I think when I look back, when you reach the stage of the Olympics, you have gone through so many situations in different tournaments and all these things, uh, that you don't have a basic level of pressure, but it's a different level of pressure because this is a once in a lifetime opportunity and you want to give your best.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I think that is what goes on through the mind of anybody who goes at the Olympics. And so after I won the first round, in fact, some photographs which came out, it looked like as if I had won the Olympics because the feeling is like that. You know, the feeling is like that. At the Olympics, it is like that. You know, uh,
Yeah.
and yes, of course, later on, in the last 16 stage, I lost to Peter Gate, who was world number one that time.
Yeah.
And but I was very happy with the way I played because after the match, he actually told me that you really played well, which itself for me was a great compliment. And
Wow.
yeah, so that's how I would look at it.
So, did you do any special preparation for the Olympics? As the first question itself states that you how did you feel after you got selected for the Olympics? Then, okay, we have another a month or 1.5 months. Let me try some new mental training or a physical training or some kind of different stuff. Did you try that?
Uh, well, as I said, first is the news. When the news came that you are selected for the Olympics, there is celebration for few days, and then the realization comes that you are going to the greatest sports event on earth, and there are all the attention, the nation's attention will be towards you.
Is on
So
you.
there is,
Hmm.
there is going to be pressure. So basically, after few days of celebration, you get onto the preparation part of it. So we were lucky to have the Chinese coach at that time, and who worked with us very sincerely, and Vimal Kumar sir, Madhumita Vis, we uh, we trained really well during on the run up to the Olympics, and the preparation was so good that we actually were feeling good going to the Olympics.
What
So
was
the
the time
preparation,
period?
see, it was in April, end of April, it was announced, and then the it was in July the Olympics. So we had almost 2.5 months before the Olympics, and we also got a chance to go to Barcelona for the pre-Olympics. So there was a
Mhm.
pre-Olympic. We could actually go and play at the venue.
Oh,
We got a chance to do that in 1992. So there was a pre-Olympics. So we went and
mm,
played, and we got a feel of the courts. So
mm.
everything went on well, for the Barcelona Olympics.
Okay. So
The
how was it
preparation.
for you, Nikhil?
For me,
Any
I
special?
was in Bangalore that time, and training was going on very well. I was in the peak of shape. The only hitch that happened was there was some problem with my accreditation. So 2 days prior to leaving, I was stuck up in Delhi with the accreditation process, uh, and that was really sad, because 2 days right before the Olympics makes a lot of difference. But I think overall, I was very satisfied with the way I played at the Olympics.
Wow, that good to know that. So this will be the last but one question. Parents and players, you can post one more question. So Ramanathan has posted, what is your mindset before playing a match? What was your mindset before playing a match?
Uh, Basically, whether it is a match or whether in life, the most important thing is to live at, for the moment. So when you talk about living for the moment, you learn from your past, and don't brood about all the bad things in life, and take the positives and move ahead. Live for the moment, and hope for the best in the future. So that is the philosophy I believed in even in a match. So you play one point at a time. When you get into the court, you don't think about winning or losing. You prepare first and foremost. Are you doing your uh, preparation well? When you arrive at a venue, have you chosen the have you made your place like the way you want it to be, where you are going to stay? Then you have you got into the proper routine of taking
Hmm.
your food at the right time, taking the right kind of food, and setting your biological clock properly, so that your system remains well. And whether the kind of routine that you are following on a day to day basis, are you going for the morning jog or morning warm up? If you have an early morning match, then
Committed.
probably you will go early and start your warm up early. If you don't have a morning match, you still go to the ground, or just do your warm up well, and prepare rest well before the evening or afternoon match. So these kind of preparation, you are by doing so, what happens is you are getting into the mindset of high performance.
Yeah.
So these things are very important. And then you look at the fixture, you look at the draw, and you note down the timing of the matches. The first
Yeah.
match at this time on this day, second match if I win this time this day, third third match, even if you
Yeah.
ultimately may not make it to the finals, but you make a plan up to the finals.
Yeah.
So that is the plan you make, and then start working for it. And before the match, you go early, sit for some time, and then wear your shoes and start warming up really well. And then when you enter the court, you from the first point itself, you play the first point as if it is the last point. You
Yeah.
know,
Totally
you
committed. Yeah.
you give your total commitment to the first point itself. By doing so, what happens is you send a message to your opponent that you are not going to have it easy with me.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is the kind of, so you are not thinking about winning or losing. You are thinking about one thing at a time, one point at a time. So irrespective, when you do that, irrespective of what happens, what is the whatever is the outcome, it will be easy for you to accept it. You will not be too depressed if you lose. You will not be too ecstatic if you win. Because if you are too ecstatic if you win, you are going to mess up in your next round.
Yeah. Anxiety
Yes.
could kick in. Correct.
Yes.
Yeah. So how was it for you, Nikhil? Like, what's your
I
mindset
think,
before playing a match?
I think Dipankar has put it very well. Though he makes it sound very easy, but it's not, because you have to do this day in, day out, for weeks and months and years,
Yeah.
which is the most difficult part. And I think, as he explained, one is the pre-match routine, what you have to do. And then, of course, when you get into the match, it's all about uh, the one thing I tell the players at the academy is that always focus on the process and not the end result. Though the end result is also very important, but that's exactly what Dipankar has explained in more detail.
Yeah.
That focus on the process. And if you focus on the process, whatever Dipankar, all those things that he said, automatically at some point you will reach the end result, which will be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
It is about Mohit. Just one more point. It is about
Yeah.
differentiating between excellence and success. So
Hmm.
excellence is something, it should be the goal. Excellence is like, to be your best version. There is no comparison
Yeah.
with anyone else. You become your best
Yes.
version.
True. Very true.
So when you are focused on that, success will come. All the accolades, all the prizes, all the tournament victories and all, those are successes. Those will come automatically. You keep your focus on the excellence part of it, success will come automatically.
Fantastic. I hope, Ramanathan, you have got your answer. Last question of the show. Uh, Everyone wants to become a champion, but very few will become and very few will follow. As if I take away the points, key points, what we have discussed and what you have mentioned here, I think it's ultimately about the process, right? In the last few words, according to you, on this topic, what are the niche qualities of an Olympian? So, for example, if I want to become an Olympian, I'm a 12-year-old, or if I'm in an age bracket of 8 to 16, and my parents are planning, मेरा बेटा ओलंपियन बनना है या फिर बड़ा चैंपियन बनना है, और इफ आई एम अ प्लेयर दैट मेरे को एक दिन ओलंपियन बनना है या फिर ओलंपिक चैंपियन, वर्ल्ड चैंपियन बनना है. So what according to you, both of you here, niche qualities which has to be developed in the process?
As I have already said, focus on the excellence part of it. So basically, when you are a child of 12-year-old, it's very good to have a goal, and to make the Olympics your goal is actually the best thing that you can do to yourself, for any child. That is the highest that a sports person aspire to be, to win the Olympic gold medal. Okay, so
Yeah.
you have a goal in front of you, the highest goal that you can achieve as a sports person. Then you you also have a timeline. You also have a timeline, like, so yeah, this Olympics I'm going to participate, and you know I have so much time in front of me, and then divide it and identify the gaps, identify the work that you need to do to achieve those goals, and divide it into your daily routines. What you need to do
Hmm.
now, what you need to do today. So, daily routines, and then review it, probably a weekly review. I would say, I would recommend a daily review, before you go off to sleep. Have you done your part well today? And plan for the next day. So, like this, if you keep on doing, and then set short term goals, like, say, if you're a 12-year-old, I want to win the club championship. I want to
Okay.
then
Level by
a
level. Yeah.
timeline of the small goals that you want to achieve,
Sub
and
goals.
that way you will remain on track. Sub goals. So when you are reviewing every bit of your days, your activities every day, then you are also developing yourself as a perfect personality, as a perfect individual. So what are the things that you are developing? You are developing perseverance, you are developing high level of commitment, focus, concentration, a great sense of clarity of towards your goal,
Absolutely.
and mental toughness. Then these are all apart from the skill and fitness that you need for your sport. The human qualities, which otherwise every individual, every person needs these kind of qualities to be a better individual, whether you play a sport or not.
Hmm.
So these are the qualities you develop. At the end of the day, when you are about to play the Olympics, or if even if you don't make it to the Olympics, you have achieved your goal to be a better version of yourself.
Yourself. Absolutely. These are gold. Your words are gold.
So that's
Fantastic.
how to look at
So,
it.
Nikhil, yeah, your last words
I
on.
think Dipankar has put it very beautifully. He has shared the various aspects required, to reach at the top at any sport or anywhere, especially towards the Olympics. But I think I would put it in maybe I would just say two things. One is for a player and one is for the parent also. Where for the play, you see, say 8 to 12-year-olds, like you mentioned, it's for the player, it is the mindset, or rather, you say the Olympian mindset. You can make out in certain players, and for the player parents is the belief system. So when I look at, let me take example of just two classic players. One is Srikanth and one is Lakshya Sen. When I look at Srikanth, okay,
Yeah.
his mindset as a kid is what Gopi grasped, and his parents just had that belief in Gopi. So in the past few years, if you see, it's not like Srikanth has really won a lot of big tournaments, but neither he nor his coaches nor his parents gave up, and he went on to win
Yeah.
the World Championship silver medal. Okay. Similarly with Lakshya Sen, if you see, I've seen him as a 8-year-old, 7-year-old.
Yeah.
It was the
Yeah.
mindset. He had the mindset of a champion right from that age itself. And his father had the
Correct.
belief in the Prakash Padukone Badminton Academy. So, in spite of the fact that he was not there for the Thomas Cup a few months ago, it's not like where most parents would have done. They would have just left the academy and gone to 100 other places. They still
Absolutely.
stuck
Yeah.
on, and they still stuck on. And today is the World Championship bronze medalist.
Yeah.
So it all boils down to all these things are very important. Dipankar beautifully explained all these points, and I would just sum it up with these two things. I would say.
Yes, taking a cue
Wow.
from what you just said, Nikhil, you would see that, the academy hoppers. There are players who are academy hoppers. See, every coach has an approach. The goal is the same. Every coach has an approach. Nikhil has an
Absolutely.
approach. I have
Wonderful.
an approach. Mohit, you may be having an approach. Approach
Yeah.
towards reaching the goal. The approaches may be different, and each one of us are correct. It is not that you are right, I am wrong, you are
Yeah.
wrong. It is not like that. Each of the approaches are correct. Only thing is, if you are adopting a particular approach, stick on to that approach. Then the distance is shorter. If you keep on changing the approaches, if you are here today, tomorrow you go to that approach, it is like, you starting a journey from Mumbai to Delhi, and then on in the midway you get down from the train, and you said, oh, I took the wrong train. You don't have belief, and you get in another train, and just then you mess up the entire journey basically.
I know.
So
Yeah.
whatever you have chosen, first and foremost, you make the right decision at the inception itself, and stick on with that decision for a substantial amount of time, and give it the time. Have faith in the system, and your goal will be achieved. I'm sure about that, if you stick on with the system, whichever system you choose.
Nice. So that was like a nail staggering moment. So I think we are at the end of our show. So it was indeed an exciting evening, Monday night. We all have these Mondays. I keep mentioning this, Nikhil and Dipankar sir, ki संडे होने के बाद अरे मंडे आ गया तो इट्स लाइक अ वर्क. इट हैज नेवर बीन अ वर्क फॉर मी. इट्स ऑलवेज अ जॉय. घर से एकेडमी एकेडमी एंड हाउस, दैट्स अ वंडरफुल जर्नी. आई ऑलवेज फील house is a family and academy is a family, right? So that's always has been my story. So thanks a lot for sharing. I'm very sure that all the viewers, for parents and players and non-sportsmen who have joined here today, have taken at least few key points which can not only help them as a good sporting parents or as a good sportswomen, but also to be a better human being post their sporting career. So any last words if you want to share for all the parents and players? I'll also add some music to it.
Basically, as I said, seek excellence. You basically, if you always think about return on investment, पढ़ाई करेंगे, पढ़ाई करने से return ज़्यादा है, खेलने से क्या मिलेगा? This is not the way. As a sports person, you build character, you build individuals, you build personalities. So it is not that if you win a certain tournament, you represent the country somewhere. It is then only you got a return on investment. It is not that. The journey towards excellence itself is the most important thing that makes you a better individual. So for your child, that is the greatest investment that you can make, to make
Yeah.
him or her a better individual.
Double thumbs up for that. Nikhil, any last words for parents, players, and all the
No,
viewers here?
I think Dipankar has again beautifully put it. I think we just have to. Not everybody is going to become a champion. Yes, there will be some champions, but that doesn't make it. It does not matter. That is what is important to understand. There's so many lessons that you learn from sport, okay, and which are going to be there lifelong for the kid. And I think with this, I would just like to wish all the very best to everyone. And Mohit, thanks for having us here. And Dipankar, it was great to
Thank
catch up
you.
with
Nice, nice, nice.
Thank you so much.
you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. Thanks for coming. I'll see you soon. Let's catch
Thank
up sometimes. Thank you
Yes.
so much, sir. Yeah.
Bye.
Oh, all my viewers, how was it? I'm very sure that it was as exciting, right? So directly from the Olympians, they have lived almost all sportsmen of our country's dream, right? Olympians. So that kind of dream is worth it. I mean, you have one life. There's nothing wrong in dreaming, but the process also is important. If you're a parent, make sure that process is on. As Dipankar sir and Nikhil mentioned, stick with your coach, sit with your coach, explain, share what you want from it, understand the process, get educated, because education is absolutely important. So I have started this show just to make sure that we get educated. It's not that I am trying to educate you, but I'm also learning. We are all learning, right? There is no end to acquire knowledge, right? So thanks for coming today and have a wonderful week ahead. Please subscribe, like, share, and comment, and let's have a wonderful show coming forward. Okay, thank you all. See you. Have a nice, fantastic evening. Good night.